Thank you, Stuart. Without further delay, I think there is some problem with the network. So without further delay, I would like to call Dr. L. Jabushila, ma'am, HOD CSC department, to proceed with the welcome address.
Okay, good evening to everyone connected to this meeting. Okay, I hope I am audible.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay, so welcome everyone to this online session on cryptography and steganography. So I take immense pleasure in welcoming our guest speaker, Mr. Prabhu Subramanian, Technical Consulting Engineer, Cisco Systems, Bangalore. So he is an expert in network technologies and security tools with a vast experience in top IT industries. And when we requested Sir to address our students on these latest steganography tools and cryptographic concepts, he immediately consented and offered to deliver the key concepts for the upcoming 3 days. So feel privileged to be associated with you, Sir, and I extend my hearty welcome to this session. So next, I welcome our faculty and my dear students to this event. So this session, I hope it will be providing you with a vast amount of knowledge in the field of steganography and cryptography. So these two are very interesting techniques where students can explore your skills in developing new algorithms or in developing new concepts, and it's a very interesting concept domain, and I hope our guest speaker will keep it as interesting as possible, and will sharpen the knowledge of the students so that they can upgrade their skills in the field of cryptography and steganography. So you'll be learning the usage of various tools on these two techniques, and also Prabhu sir will provide you some guidance on taking up the CCNA certification, so which is a widely accepted skill certification in the industries in the field of networking technologies. So I hope this session on these 3 days will leave a footprint in your learning journey and to prove to be beneficial in the upcoming days in your projects and in your studies, everything. So I'll invite Mr. Prabhu Subramanian to take over the session. Thank you, sir, and welcome you all once again.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Once again, I will thank Panimala Engineering College Management and Department of Computer Science Engineering, and I thank all the conveners and coordinators of the event for arranging this session for our students. I would like to call upon Mr. M. Krishnamurthy, Associate Professor, CSC Department, to deliver some information about our speaker.
Very pleasant. Good evening to all. Thanks for giving me a great opportunity to deliver the leading active engineers profile. Mr. Prabhu Subramanian currently working as technical consultant engineer at Cisco System India Private Limited, Bangalore. Has received MTech degree Computer Science Engineering from SRM Institute of Science and Technology, Chennai, with a 9.6 CGPA in University Gold Medalist in the year of 2013, and also has received the B degree Computer Science Engineering from Anna University, Chennai, with 83% and first class with distinction the year of 2006, and also have completed various certifications courses like VMware Certificate Professional and Cisco Certificate Network Associate Routing and Switching Technique, and International Cybersecurity Institute in UK Certified Network Security Specialist, and also has completed NPTEL certifications like Administrating Networking, duration for July to August 2019. They have scored 95 in the top of And second, the cryptography and network security, the duration for January to April 2019 is also secured 93%, is also one of the topper. And ethical hacking has completed duration July to October 2019 has secured for 88%, is one of the topper. And also the YouTube awards is received in many. He has to be awarded instructor of the various courses in the YouTube channel, like Cisco Academy having 1.63 million subscribers around worldwide, like the computer networking, cryptography, and network security, and also the database management system. And he has awarded to the various awards and achievements. The first, the Inspector Excellence Awards for the year of 2015 and 2020 by Cisco Networking Academy. And he also received the gold medalist and first rank certificate from Sri Narendra Modi, Honorable Prime Minister of India, for being university topper in MTech, SRM University, and received the Smart Deployment Award by Google App and Best Aggregate Entrepreneurship Mentor Award, City and Guides in London, and also received two times Outstanding Contributors Award by Honorable Governor of Tamil Nadu. This is a brief profile about that Mr. Prabhu Subramanian. Thank you.
Thank you, Krishnamurthy sir. Now, without further delay, I would like to hand over the session to Mr. S. Subramaniam, Prabhu Subramaniam. Sir, over to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, sir. I think it's absolute vanity to take such a big profile. Anyway, I'll keep it simple for the session. Hope I am audible to you all. Am I
Yes, sir.
audible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
yeah.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much. Hello, everyone. So without further delay, instead of going through so many aspects, I would like to directly proceed with the topic of the day, cryptography and steganography. In day one, what we are going to focus on. See, any aspects we want to set some outcomes, because at the end of the session, we will ensure whether we have covered everything or still certain things to be covered. So what we are going to do at the end of this session, the learner will be able to understand the need for network security. We will know about few attacks, and we will also see some email spoofing and phishing attacks. Also, we will understand the key differences between the conventional and the public key crypto system or encryption schemes. And then we will also understand the difference between cryptography and steganography. And if time permits, we will also focus on certain aspects of hashing and hashing tools. All these tools are actually are used in today's environment. In everyday system, we are using this. So when we talk about computer networks, we cannot imagine a life without computer networks. See, everyone possesses a smartphone now, where whatever transactions they wanted to perform, they are doing it now. See, once upon a time, when the data wants to be transferred from one place to another place, we won't say IT or computer science, it's the only area which transfers the data from one system to another system or from one place to another place. Even it existed in the period of the King Empireship. Say doves, the bird doves used to, carry the information from one kingdom to another kingdom or from one person to another person, right? So IT field, it's not a new field to the world. So in olden days, we had such scenarios, and then we had computers. Then those computers were processing the data in those computers, and the data needs to be come out of that computer, because that's how the data communication needs to start, right? What is the use of data being stored in only one place? Say if you want to send some WhatsApp message to your friend, obviously whatever you type, that data have to come out of that device from where you are typing, isn't it? So when we talk about the data that should come out of the computer or come out of the node or come out of the device, obviously once the data comes out of the device, it's not in our hands, right? And this data, in the olden days, we took the data only in the physical form. Nowadays we are sending easily, right? So we can send WhatsApp text, we can send Instagram post, everything just in one go. But in the previous days, once the computer was invented, and after that the invention of printers led to the first breakthrough in IT. What happened with the printers? We need to take the data out of the computer in a piece of paper. They say, for example, if that information needs to be transmitted to another person who is in United States, obviously The data what you have taken as a printout, that has to be mailed, right? I'm not talking about email. A mail communication or a postal communication system needs to be established, so that that information, whatever is printed on that paper, will be sent to the destination. But now things are becoming easy. Now, even I would say in this contemporary world, everything is very easy nowadays, because this data, whatever you have, if those data wants to be sent to any destination across the world, it's so simple. In just one click, you can send it, because data is everything in today's world. Now, the important thing to note about this data is it's not free. We think that it's free. Let's take a few examples. The tech giants in today's world, Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or LinkedIn or Google products like Gmail, Google Photos, Google Drive, YouTube, all these tech giants are offering their services for free for us. You need not pay even a penny of money to Facebook to open a new account in Facebook. You need not pay a penny of money to Instagram or YouTube or Google for taking their service. But if you see, they are making millions and millions of dollars. How is that possible? We users are not contributing anything, but still these giants are making profit out of what we are giving. We are not giving anything. We are not giving money. We are not giving any physical assets to them. But what we are giving is even more valuable than money, which is our data. So these data is everything. And that's why I told you these data are everything. When the data comes out of this node, obviously, once the data comes out of this node, say for example, I have a banking site here. Let me name it as bank.com. So from this computer, I can open a browser, I can access bank.com, and I can do any transaction, whatever I wanted to do from here. Now, say for example, I have accessed bank.com here, and I'm giving my username and password because I need to authenticate myself whether the right person is accessing the system or not. So in that case, when I give my username and password, it has to be authenticated. So obviously the username and password cannot be validated in this place. And those validations should be taken care by bank only, because bank maintains the entire database. So in that case, the data have to come out of this computer. And when it comes out of this computer, let's say our computer and the banking site are well connected through the internet. And we have an ISP, the internet service provider, and then it comes the variety of nodes. These nodes are computers, actually. To be precise, they are routers. Routers are also computers, to be honest, because they have the computing capability. Only thing that a router will lack will be the keyboard, mouse, and the monitor kind of stuff. But anyway, a router is also a computing device. So what it does, once the data comes out of this computer, and all these intermediary nodes or intermediary devices have to route the data to the exact destination, which is bank.com. As a end user, we need not bother about that, because we have a well-established computer networking system in today's world. Even if you buy 1,000 computers today, even every individual buys 1,000 mobile phones or 1,000 computers today, and if they start connecting their devices on the internet will still work, because such a scalable network we have in today's world. That's the power of computer networking. Now, what I mean to say here is the simple thing: the data, whatever you are going to send, it may not be a confidential data or maybe a confidential data. Let's say there is, let's take your website itself, your college website, panimalar.ac.in. When somebody wants to access panimalar.ac.in, that's okay. They can open the browser, they can access, they can hit the URL, they get the web page. Okay, accessing the web page is no more a big deal. It's easy. Now, if you are giving some confidential information to panimalar.ac.in, say for example, if Panimalar website is asking you to pay fees online, and what happens? You are going to send some confidential information from the device you are accessing panimalar.ac.in. What are the confidential information? Let's say the credit card number or the debit card number. Now, the problem is on what basis you are giving this information. Because once you start typing that information on your phone and once you send it, what happens? The data comes out of that node. And obviously, it's not in our control. No, it's not in anyone's control, right? I would say like this. See, in this world, data is everything. So what I mean to say here is, if I say, for example, I'll keep it simple. Let's say there is a person in the group of audience, whoever listening to this conversation. Let's say the name of that guy is Rajesh. If I ask Rajesh, what's your name? obviously Rajesh would be responding with his name. When I say, Rajesh, give me your name, he will give his name. When I say, Rajesh, give me your address, maybe with little hesitancy, he may give his address. If I ask, Rajesh, can you give your credit card number or debit card number to me? He know I am a guest speaker, but there is no reliability on me. What is the need for him to give his credit card or debit card or PIN numbers to an unknown person, a stranger, right? According to him, I am a stranger. But if the same situation in physical world, you are very cautious. If someone comes and asks you, give me your credit card number or debit card number or a password, whatever the confidential information you have, obviously we will refrain ourselves from giving those information. But think in computer networks, you are accessing some website. If that website is accessing or asking for some confidential information, blindly you are giving that information. On what basis you are giving that information? What is the guarantee that you are accessing the right system? When a human being is asking, you are refraining yourself from giving those data. But when a system is asking, on what basis you are giving those information? So that's where the real problem comes. So what is the problem is, the data, once it comes out of this computer, it crosses a variety of devices, and all these devices or all these routers are somehow connected with each other because they need to route the data from one place to another place. The data, whatever you are requesting for, needs to be reached by or needs to be delivered to the destination. And whatever the destination is going to respond, it's going to be sent back to the sender or the person who is the source here, right? In such a case, we are truly depending on these neighbors, right? These interconnected routes or interconnected routers. Okay. So what I would say is, we can live in this world without father. We can live with it. We can live in this world without mother. We can live without boyfriend, brothers, sisters, lovers, right? Spouse. But honestly, we can't live in this world without neighbors. That's the true fact, guys. I'm not joking. See, you can be individual, but you can't expect you always need to be individual without any neighbors. So this world is occupied by neighbors. So when we talk about these neighbors, say for example, these are neighbors. Say this router is a neighbor to this router, and this router is somehow a neighbor to this router. So once the data comes to this router, and it becomes the responsibility of this router to forward the data to the other routers. The reason why I am articulating all this is, I want to emphasize what is computer network, because you guys are new and you might not be aware of what is computer network. So anyway, I'm not touching upon the computer network part now. So just understand, it's the connection of interrelated nodes so that the data transmission can be possible. So the data can be communicated from this node to this node via these intermediary nodes. Now, once the data is reaching this place, there may be a hacker sitting at this place who can retrieve the data, right? Say, for example, your password is welcome123. And this password, let's assume it is reached by this router. And what is the guarantee that the router will not send this information to anyone else? See, I may be an attacker. I might have installed, I told you a router is also a computer, right? So I might have installed some packet capturing tools like Wireshark, which is very popular in networking and sniffing areas. So let's assume I have installed a software here, and whatever the data that is being transmitted through this router, I can capture all the data, right? Let's say the password is welcome123, and this welcome123 can also be captured. If your username is a computer, this username also can be captured here. So what we need here is, once the data comes out of our computer, obviously it's not in our hands. So somehow we need to ensure protection to the data that comes out of the node. And that's where security comes into picture. So I am not touching anything with respect to a computer network, but let's focus more on security. Why do we need security? Because data is everything. I hope you can recollect, I told you this statement, data is valuable. Because why Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, Google, Microsoft, even they are giving their services for free for you to use? Because they need data, because their entire business works with the data. And hence I would say data is a valuable asset, right? So data is everything. So we need to protect our data. Let's assume all these nodes, whatever we have here, right? All these nodes are somehow connected to each other. Now, what I am bringing in here is, let's say there is an attacker sitting at this place. I'm calling this guy as an attacker. If you want to name him or her as hacker, it's your prerogative to do that. But still, I will refer this guy as an attacker. If this attacker, let's assume he's sitting at this router, let's say he has installed a packet capturing tool. Let's say there are many tools. Let's assume the same Wireshark. Okay, he has installed that Wireshark in his laptop, and whatever data comes to this router, he will get a copy of that. So that he will capture the data, he will inspect from where it is coming to where it is going and what is the data. Okay, so in that case, let's assume this attacker is actually installing a bogus server, a server where this server is his own server. Okay, and he's just replicating this bank site. Like, it's very simple, right? Copying an HTML code from a browser, it's very simple. Open any browser, open any website, right click on it, view page source, you copy the HTML code. It's very easy to impersonate. It's very easy to, duplicate a website. Let's assume this guy has created a website here, which is a bogus server. Guys, I want to emphasize, we will start focusing on the hands-on part tomorrow and day after tomorrow, because we need the basics first. Theory is very important before going on with the hands-on or any practical aspects. So I'm just focusing on emphasizing the basics that are required to understand the tomorrow's and the day after tomorrow's hands-on session. So be focused on what I am saying. I'll make things interesting, no worries. But the thing is, you need to be more attentive. So what I mean to say here is, this guy has installed, this attacker has installed a server. This is a same kind of server. And let's assume this guy has installed an application so that this looks like the same bank site. Okay. And let's say this guy is advertising, like, click here for the banking site. Okay. Through WhatsApp or email, some junk emails he has forwarded. And let's say we are sitting here and we somehow got that email. When we click on that link, it's sure that this link is not going to redirect us to this authentic bank site, right? This is the authentic, the legitimate banking site, right? Banking server. But when I receive such spurious link or suspicious link, if I am not aware that it is a suspicious or a bogus link, obviously the data, whatever I'm going to send, it's going to be sent to this bogus server only, right? So let's say I'm giving my username and password, trusting that this is the original site. So obviously all my username and password can be directly captured by the server, right? And then this guy can access my username and password, then he can impersonate us. Impersonation means he can just pretending like us. He can initiate a new transaction like us. Okay. Of course, you may be asking me a question like, now we have multi-factor authentication schemes where even password alone is not sufficient. So we have OTPs coming to our mobile phones. See, I would say hackers or attackers are more intelligent than creators. The creators know how to create a system, but attackers know how to break that system, right? So they are intelligent guys. When we talk about, the number of devices connected in today's world, right? See, I told you, in this particular second, this particular time, if each one of us buy 1000 computers or 1000 laptops and connect it to the internet, even internet will not say it has slowed down, right? It will still continue working in the same fashion it was working, right? So in that perspective, I would say there are lots of devices that are connected. If you feel that this is too technical, just leave it. We have IP addresses, right? Every node, whichever needs to participate in computer network or in the internet, they need IP addresses. So when we talk about the IPv4 addresses, we have limited IP addresses only, and we already exhausted with IPv4, and now we are in IPv6 era where we have 2 power 128 IP addresses. Why I am telling is that these many devices are possible to get connected to the internet without duplicating even IP address. Say this is a number. Actually, I am not randomly created this number. So 2 power 128 will give this number. Okay, so if you want to read this number, I would like to read this number. It's such a big number: 340 undecillion, 282 decillion, 366 nonillion, 920 octillion, 938 septillion, 463 sextillion, 463 quintillion, 374 quadrillion, 607 trillion, 431 billion, 768,211,456 IP addresses are possible with IPv4. It means these many devices can connect in today's world. If you see the power of this undecillion, decillion, nonillion, octillion, septillion, sectillion, quintillion, quadrillion, trillion, billion, million, thousand, and this number ones. See, what I mean to say here is when these many number of devices can be connected in today's world, see, the power of IPv6 is astonishing. If you assign a unique IP address, an IP address to a sand particle in this world, okay, just think about the earth is big, right? If you assign an IP address and unique IP address to a sand particle in this earth, after assigning all the sand particles in this earth, still you will be having enough IP addresses to cater 100 plus earth. I guess you can understand this. See, that's the power of IPv6. See, that many devices can be connected on the internet, but when communication alone is the requirement, it's not a problem at all. But we are requiring security because there are also bad guys on the internet, and that is why we want to focus on attacks. And when we talk about attacks, once upon a time we had everything in the physical form, right? We had our money in the physical form in terms of coins or in terms of currency notes, right? And nowadays we are not having money. Say for example, if I want to transfer some money from my account to my friend account, it need not be the case that I need to transfer the money in the physical form. See, some digital form of transfer can happen. Once upon a time we had all the money in terms of physical aspects, right? Our money in terms of physical aspects, so physical attacks were possible. So these are all the example for physical attacks where somebody will come and hit you, they loot the money from you, right? But nowadays your money is not in the physical form. Even gold is not in the physical form. Bitcoins, right? You just think the digital currencies, right? In such a case, physical attacks, you can handle it. But what about the logical attacks that happen? If somebody hacks your computer, if somebody hacks your account, obviously you are going to be the victimized entity for their attack, isn't it? So what I mean here is logical attacks are even more dangerous than physical attacks, because what is an attack? Any action, any activity, any action that you carry out that compromises the security of information. Remember, information or data that I mean, it's vital. So any action that compromises the security of information owned by an organization, that's it. It's an attack, right? It need not be the case that the data should be seen or looted. Say, for example, there is a confidential information. If somebody sees that, that itself is an attack. If somebody steals that, sees that, an attack, sees that, an attack, modifies that, an attack, deletes that, an attack, everything is an attack, because any action that you carry out, if it is compromising the security, then it is an attack. So this attack may be active or passive, just ignore it for now. If you do some modification with the data that you are seeing that it is active, if you're just sniffing or just reading, it is passive. Okay, for now, just ignore it. So just understand what is an attack. So what I wanted to tell you from here is, we have a well-established computer networking system where our data is going to be transmitted from one place to another place. Our computer network is strong. Whatever we send now, it's going to be received. That's for sure. But what we are ultimately focusing on is the security aspects, right? So the attacker's intention may be anything. See, just to say I did it, he might be doing attacks, or for stealing the information, he'll be doing the attack, or stealing or indulging in theft of service is an attack. So real attack is stealing the money or assets, right? Say if you have a money in the digital form, if somebody is looting your money by compromising the security, then it is an attack. So just to deface or indulge in some vandalism to spoil the reputation of someone, or even deleting the data is an attack. Corrupting the data is an attack. See, corrupting the entire way. You might have designed a system to work in the specific way, but the attacker would have created or modified the system so that the entire services are corrupted. In that case, that is an attack. Denial of service is an attack. See, anything that compromises the security of an organization or an individual, it is an attack. I would say it's not just organization, an individual. Let's say you are storing some confidential information in your mobile phone. You expect that information should not be revealed to anyone, or you expect that information should be known only to you. But when an attack is launched, that information, the security rules that you frame for your data protection, right? For your data to be protected. When it is compromised, obviously everything is gone, right? So a simple attack, I would say, stealing password from cookies. So just watch this, guys. It's a simple attack. Say, you might be thinking that, oh, I will not be victimized for any such attack because I know I am a techie. I know I am a cyber security specialist. They will not steal my data. I would like to give you a small demo here. Just see this, guys. I'll just open which site? I'll open IRCTC site. Okay. Let's say this is my personal computer. So for sample purpose, I've just created one username and password here. So I'll just give some username, and let's say I'm giving the password as computer 123, and this is stored in your computer, obviously, right? In the browser, in this cookie, the cookies of this browser, right? And let's say you are giving this laptop to your friend. Your friend may be a trusted entity, but you believe that this password, whatever is stored in this site, is not revealed, right? But a simple attack, it's just, I told you, right? It's piece of HTML code, everything, right? So just see, any browser supports this to the maximum, and that's why in most of the sites, right click will be disabled to ensure that security is achieved, right? So but in this case, IRCTC is a good site, but still you see, right click, inspect, it's a piece of HTML code only, right? So I'm just closing this for better visibility. Can you see here? This is the password I want to check. And here is the particular element that I am inspecting. What I am doing here is I'm clicking on this particular element, right clicking on it, inspecting this element. I know this is the type of this element is a password type. I'm just changing it as a text type. And can you see here? Now the password is visible. What happened to your security? I hope you can understand why I am telling you all this is, you may be thinking that it's a simple thing, but actually this is not a simple thing. See, you shouldn't be victimized for any such attacks, right? And another such type of attack in today's world is spoofing. This is also common. See, what is spoofing? See, when you attempt to, take advantage of a situation by falsifying the data in order to gain an illegitimate advantage. What do you mean by this? Say, for example, you are Rajesh, and you are Rajesh. Rajesh is accessing the system. That is a legitimate advantage, right? But let's say Ramesh is there, and Ramesh is acting like Rajesh and giving his credentials, Rajesh credentials, pretending that he is Rajesh, but actually he's not Rajesh, he's Ramesh, right? In such a case, this kind of attack is called as a spoofing attack. See, one person acting like another, this is spoofing, right? Say, for example, you can spoof the protocols, and these terms are, networking jargons. If you are clear, it's good, well and good. If you are unclear, leave these things, because you will, since you are computer science, you will be studying computer network in your coming curriculum. Obviously you would be covering all these important protocols. So you can spoof IP protocols, ARC protocol, or DNS protocols, and even any protocol you can spoof. Even caller ID also you can spoof. I mean the telecommunication caller ID. Email ID also you can spoof. Like, that email ID may not be an existing email ID, but you can spoof. Okay, I'll just give you a demo, don't worry. Even location, you might be in Chennai, but you are spoofing that you are in London, right? See, there are multiple applications, even browsers. One example is Hola VPN, for example. See, if you are connected with Hola VPN, what it gives, you are connected from Chennai, for example, or from Bangalore, but once you connect, what happens? It gives an IP address in such a way that that IP address will be known to other people as from other IP address. Like, you are accessing the data from Chennai, but to the server, it gives that you are accessing from America, United States, right? So that is geolocation spoofing. And let's focus on this email address spoofing. Okay, all these are basics, very basics. See, I would say this. Let's say this particular website, this is a website, right? mkis.cs. I'll just go to this website. All these are basics. If you are sure, if you are already knowing it, it's well and good. So I'm not going to do launch any attack. So let's say I'm going to give Bill Gates, or I would say Elon Musk. Sorry, okay, ignore that spelling mistake. From email is elon at tesla.com. We don't even know whether that email ID exists or not, but what we are doing is we are spoofing, right? So when you send an email to some guy, say for example, the same Rajesh at gmail.com. Okay, so let me try my email ID. Okay, I have already given some protection. Let me see whether my protection is working here or not. Okay, and then I will give a job offer. we know it is a fake website, right? I'm just giving an advanced thing. No, 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 I'm not focusing on that. So let me say, hey, Prabhu, Elon here. Please accept the job offer. Just I'm, give some random text, something like you just send this email. So what you are going to do is you are going to send an email to an existing email ID, where this email ID is the to email ID, right? This is an existing email ID. And what you are going to do is you are going to send an email to the existing email ID by impersonating that the message is from Elon Musk, right? And this is the from email ID. See, I have given some security and enforcement on my email, so I would not be getting it. But anyway, what you will get if this is not protected, so what happens, you will receive an email from Elon Musk. The subject will be Elon Musk, everything. Now, how to identify all these kind of things in real world? So whenever you see, I just for temporary reason I've removed it, but still it's not working anyway. Say for example, I am getting some IPO opens, say from Aditya Birla Money. Okay, I want to check whether this email is an authentic email or not, right? So I can click on this, click on show original, and you will get the information like this, SPF, DKIM, the DMARC. Okay, all these are technical terms, just ignore it for now. So you are getting a pass, right? But when you get a spoofed email, when you get an email from a spoofed entity, somebody is trying to spoof you, okay, in that case you will not be obviously getting this. Okay, and also when you click on this download original, you just see you are downloading certain information. Later we will touch upon this part. Okay, so I'm trying my level best to put things in a simple way, because you are first year or second year, I'm not sure, first year students I believe. Okay, so what I mean to say,
They're second year students there actually.
second year students, good. Anyway, they don't have computer network knowledge, I believe, right?
Maybe on next semester they have, so next year.
Yeah,
maybe
but this will be a good insight providing session if you observe. See, why I am focusing on this is, if you're bored or if you are not comfortable with programming, of course programming is one area. Okay, in computer science, in IT industry, programming, I would say it's 5%, but remain you have still 95% job or opportunities. Even if you are not sure, like you, even if you don't have programming skill, of course with technical skill you can acquire a job. It's programming alone is not, the only job in IT industry, I would say that. So this is what I wanted to emphasize, right? See, anything, this is email spoofing. So why I am telling all this is that all these attacks are simple attacks. Say phishing is the widely, nowadays many people are getting victimized of this phishing attack. You see, I am sending you some WhatsApp with a link. Okay, and if you click on that link, you see that it's like an original site, an authentic site. And when you start giving your information, all the information are stolen by the attackers, right? So this is like phishing, the real phishing, what we know do, right? The real phishing. So they are projecting something. In real phishing also, what you will have, a net with a screw, right? A net with a fishing net, and you will attach some insect, right, at the tip. Then you will place it underwater. Then fishes will be attracted towards it and they will be trapped. Correct? So in such, likewise here also, what you are doing, you are projecting something as an advertisement. Then when people clicks on it, they will be trapped, right? So this phishing also nowadays we are having. Can you guys find the difference between the first two links that I have projected? I am projecting two links here, right? https://panimalar.ac.in and https://www.panimalar.ac.in. And if you feel that both the links are true, both the links are one and the same, right? You are wrong. When I click the first link, it may go to panimalar.ac.in, but when I click on the second link, it need not be the case that it should go to panimalar.ac.in, because this is a text I have created, hyperlink, but when I click, the destination I would have changed, right? But what we are bothered about is, oh, this is panimalar.ac.in. Okay, I'm gonna click that. So what I mean to say here is, be ensured. See, what difference I actually made is this A and this A are different. Okay, if you don't believe me, just go to your Windows. If you have Windows or Mac, so just go to the car map. You will find a lot of similar characters, right? So this A, whatever A you are choosing, the same kind of A, this will be having a different ASCII character than this A, right? So when you click here, this will not definitely go to panimalar.ac.in. Okay, so this is one way to trick, okay, to indulge in phishing attack. And you can also, like this, you have to be very careful when these kind of links, at least this is giving you some insight about where you are going, right? But this is very dangerous, even more dangerous. Click here to visit the bank website. Oh, if you click on it, can you see here to which hyperlink it is going? Attacker website, right? So be cautious with these kind of things. Now also I wanted to introduce one more thing. We have our mobile phone, we have our email address, and you want to check whether you have been victimized, right? And interesting, in 2013, a superb personality in security area. Okay, so later I will reveal his name. Have I been pawned? This website he has introduced. Okay, if you don't trust me, you just go to Google, Wikipedia, and try this. Have I been pawned? And you just search for this wiki. You okay? Nothing wrong. I'll reveal who has actually developed this. Okay, if you see here, he's the great guy. Let's Troy. He has actually developed this website just to help us guys. Okay, so this is pronounced as pond. Okay, have I been pawned is the website, that gives you whether your email IDs are, stolen or being used by attackers, or it's being victimized, right? So just click on this link. Can you see here? This is the link. Just click on this, provide your email ID and phone number here. So here you can provide your email ID and phone number, and you can check in real time, okay, whether your email IDs are compromised or not, because you are contemporary guys, right? Contemporary generation guys. Wherever it asks for email ID, you will subscribe randomly, right? And your email might be used for some other purpose. I told you, data is everything. Whatever you think email ID is free, you can create one more email ID. But with that email ID, of course, they can retrieve. See, Google knows everything, right? For example, Google knows everything, I would say. Now, even our money transactions is given, the rights we have given to Google, right? If you turn on your location services on an Android device, Android is a Google product. And if you turn on your if you turn on your location services, Google knows where you are. And if you synchronize your bank account, Google knows your bank account in GPay, I mean, right? Google Pay. And if you attach your photos in Google Photos, Google knows your family photos, right? See, even your relatives might not be knowing about you. Google knows even more than you, right? So we are in such contemporary world where everything, we need to be taken care, right? Our data is our rights and it's our privacy, but still being victimized, it's in our hand. So I think now you could have come to understood the reason why we are focusing on the network security. In simple terms, data is everything. Once data comes out of your computer or your device, say you have a bank account, State Bank of India, right? When you access the mobile app also, SBI mobile app also, when you do fund transfer, obviously the data is coming out of that node, that computer, that laptop, that mobile phone, right? That device, I would say in generic term, a device. It may be a laptop or tablet or PDAs or personal computers or laptops or desktops, whatsoever. So I would say it's a device. The data, once it comes out of the computer, obviously it's not in the hands of anyone, right? So we need to give protection to our data. And in today's world, but still we are doing all these activities because there is a very strong concept implemented in today's world, the cryptography, right? What is actually cryptography? Don't talk about the symmetric now. Let's focus on this. Whatever the information that you are going to send, I'm just going to make it as a plain text. Okay, let's say you are accessing gmail.com. Okay, I'll give you a real-time example also. Let's say I'm accessing the bank site. Okay, I have an account with HDFC Bank. So what I'm doing is I'm going to the HDFC Bank website, and let's say I'm going to give my customer ID and everything. See here, customer ID and then PIN number or password, everything is confidential. After I click continue, what happens? The data from this browser, from this computer, it comes out of this computer and it has to go to the banking server, HDFC server. This HDFC server may be anywhere in, in the country. It may be in Mumbai or Delhi or Chennai or Mumbai, whatsoever. Okay, so but that server needs to collect this data, verify it, and then once it is authenticated, it should provide your own information, right? So once the data comes out of this computer, I'm saying whatever we are feeding here, all these are plain text. Your username, whatever you send, is a plain text. The page, whatever that computer is sending, right? This home page, you see this entire home page. This home page, you are seeing it as in a plain text, in a readable text, right? Dear customer, welcome to new login page. But once these data, when it is sent by the HDFC banking server, the bank server, it shouldn't be like this. It should be somehow modified so that whoever in the middle, right, whoever is sitting here, they should not understand. But the data, whatever is being transmitted between the sender and the receiver, they should be able to understand, right? So what I mean to say here is, the text, whatever we are going to send, I'll consider this as a plain text. This plain text may be a text or a confidential message. So what I'm going to do is, I'm not going to send that plain text. Like once the data comes out of my computer or my device, it's no more a plain text. Say if my password is welcome123, this welcome123 is not going to be sent as such. Rather, it's going to be given to an encryption algorithm. Don't worry about this term. Just have this is an algorithm. Since we are computer science engineers, we know what is an algorithm, right? So it's going to do some job. And what it is going to take is, it's going to take a plain text as an input, and it's going to generate the ciphertext. Okay. So this ciphertext is a scrambled text. Maybe tomorrow I will show you an example sample text, example ciphertext and plain text, okay, with some demo tools. But for now, you just understand welcome123 is the password, but it will not be welcome123 here. Let's say it's ABMNO23 hash exclamation some random text, okay, where those text is those texts are referred as scrambled text, unreadable text, unintelligent text. Okay, plain text are readable in simple terms. In I'll keep it simple. They are readable. Plain text are readable, and ciphertext are not readable. But somehow we are converting this readable into not readable format. And then once the receiver receives it, the opposite for the encryption, the decryption algorithm will take the ciphertext and will convert the ciphertext back to plain text. Do you think is this practically possible in real time? Right. Let's say my password is welcome123. Let's say I'm doing an cryptographic technique. W is replaced as X, for example. W is replaced as X. So whenever the word W, the letter W is coming out of my device, it's converted to X, for example. I know I have created the plain text. I can convert that into X. I can send it. But what is our expectation? A receiver should also understand, right? The same plain text, whatever we are sending, the receiver should understand. Only the people who are sitting in between, right? Those should not understand. These guys should not understand. So now how this practically works, right? See, this practically works only when there is a mutual agreement between the sender and the receiver, right? The sender say, I'm going to convert X, or I'm going to convert W with X. Then that information should be given to receiver, right? In our case, who is sender? The browser. You see, this is the browser I'm accessing, right? So here, this is actually the sender. This is one end. Whatever I am typing here, this is actually the plain text. And when it goes from this computer, it should be no more HHHH. It should be something unreadable, right? But this browser is going to send this information in such a way that I'll tell you the answer also shortly. This browser is going to convert the data in such a way that, or in simple terms, this browser is going to convert this plain text into ciphertext with the help of a key information, where that key information is known to this browser as well as to the HDFC bank server. Okay, now how it is established? So that's the concept of computer networking. The protocols comes into picture and it resolves all these conflicts. But no worries, for now, just understand sender and receiver are mutually agreeing upon the same key, right? Key here is W is replaced as X. That's the key information. And this guy also, the receiver also knows W is replaced as X, because whenever he receives X, he knows W only is replaced as X, and hence he will revert that, right? So when we use the same key inside sender side as well as in the receiver side, then we will call it as symmetric, right? But when the same scenario happens, plain text is converted into ciphertext through encryption algorithm, and ciphertext is again deciphered into plain text back, but here two different keys are used, then this cryptographic technique is called as asymmetric. Now you may be asking, I did not even tell what is cryptography, but I have started explaining it, right? Cryptography deals with encryption and decryption. That's it. That's the definition itself. What is encryption? Converting this readable text into unreadable, plain text into ciphertext, intelligent text into unintelligent text, right? So this is the job of encryption algorithm. And coming to the decryption algorithm, it does the reverse of encryption, right? For, like, you may be seeing, When I do encryption with the key value 10, and when the receiver uses the key value 40, will still be applicable? Yes, that will still work. And asymmetric cryptography is widely used in today's world, right? Whatever you use, public keys and private keys. Okay. So that is what we call as public key and private key. If you don't trust me, now I will show you one key. So which website we have visited? Yeah, the HDFC site. I will show you a key information. Just see here. I'm going to the security and certificate. I'm clicking on the details. You see the public key. I'll show you the key itself. Here is the key that is used. So this key is actually used. Actually, this is a 2048-bit keys. Okay. And the algorithm that is used is RSA encryption algorithm. Okay. No worries. Ignore this technical jargon. This is an encryption algorithm. Okay. It's a public key encryption algorithm. Just ignore it. This is the key that actually is used by this browser. So whenever any encryption, any plain text is sent from this browser, the encryption algorithm is going to be, the public key algorithm is going to be the public key crypto system, the RSA algorithm. With this key information, the ciphertext is generated. Okay. Now you may be asking, this key information is a public key. Anyone can know the public key. Of course, that's correct. But this can be decrypted with the private key, where that private key is known only to one entity in this world, which is the HDFC Bank server, and no other guys in this world will know it. And to be honest, there are some certificate authorities involved. Okay, so I'm not going into the details for now. Just understand at this level. So public keys and private keys are used. And symmetric means this browser is also going to use the same key, and the receiver browser is also going to use the same key. Okay, so in that case, it will become symmetric. Asymmetric means this browser, the client is going to use, or the sender is going to use a different key, and receiver is going to use a different key. So this is asymmetric. Okay. So with this basic, I just wanted to provide you an insight that this basic is very much required in order to understand the next hands-on session. So for now, I will just recapture what we have seen. We have understood the basics of computer networking. We understood the significance of data. We simply said data, data, data. That's it, right? But data is everything. And we also understood how computer network is organized and what are the different ways where attackers can steal the information, right? So, and then we understood the need. Why do we need computer network security, isn't it? And how to achieve it. So one of the ways to achieve computer network security for the data that is being transmitted, I mean, the data that are being transmitted between the sender and the receiver, is by using the cryptographic technique. And the cryptographic techniques include the symmetric cryptography and the asymmetric cryptography. Okay, asymmetric cryptography is called as public key cryptography. So we will see in next session about what is a public key cryptography with a demo tool, by understanding this difference. What is Alice, what is Bob, with the difference. And also we will see what is the steganographic technique. Tomorrow we have an hands-on session for the public key cryptography. Okay, so I'll show you some demo tools for symmetric cryptography. Then we will go for asymmetric cryptography, I mean the public key cryptography with a demo. Then we will see what is steganography and what are the different ways of achieving steganography with a real world tool. And I'll show you how steganography works and how information can be hidden here. If you see here, this is an image where the information is not hidden. But see, this is also the same image, right? But still the information is hidden. So how we are going to do? We are going to do a demo using the tool called OpenStego. Using this tool, we will understand how steganography works, and then we will understand the difference between cryptography and steganography. Then we will touch upon the various hashing tools that are used in today's world. Okay, so what we have understood is simple. We understood the need for network security. We understood what are various attacks. We have also seen the email spoofing and the phishing attacks with some difference. And we also have understood the conventional, the symmetric, okay, the conventional encryption scheme and the public key encryption, the asymmetric encryption. Okay, so we have covered these 3 points in today's presentation. And in tomorrow, we will focus on the key differences between cryptography and steganography, but not theoretically, with practical tools, okay, with some real world tools. And also we will touch upon various hashing tools tomorrow. Like whenever you download any software from the website, from any internet source, you cannot directly download it because there are some insertion, the code might have been modified in such a way that, let's say I'll keep it simple. You are downloading a VLC media player or a game from a website. Of course, you are downloading a game only. And what is the guarantee that that particular game code, the particular exe that you are downloading, is already injected with a malicious code? And once you install that in your computer, later, once your computer is connected to the internet, it starts giving your confidential information to the master, to the attacker, right? So that's how hacking starts. That's how your data breach, the data confidentiality gets violated. So in the next presentation, maybe tomorrow, we will focus on all these aspects elaborately with the practical demonstration session. So I'll give you 5 minutes for the day. If you have any questions, you may get it clarified. Satish? Satish,
Sir.
sir.
Sir, yes, sir. Sir, that was a wonderful session, sir. Students, as Sir said, if you have any queries, just 5 minutes, you can just ask any question that you have to Sir. He's very well versed in networks.
That is okay. Still, it's a learning only for all of us. No one can be 100%.
So also, we wanted you to give some brief about the company, I mean the Cisco, and the opportunities that you have in networking.
Yeah, I think that we will have in the last
Because
day,
many,
right?
yes, many students what they are asking is that I just wanted to have a field which is a bit less with less coding.
Yeah,
But it has to
obviously,
be
I told you,
technical.
right? That's what I have explained. Coding is an area. That's it. It doesn't mean that you should know coding in order to survive in the IT industry, right? In fact, the job that I am doing, I am not a developer. I'm not doing anything with respect to coding, but still I am working with respect to computer networks and security only, right? So
Yes.
coding is just one part.
Students, any doubts you have, you can ask, sir. Any question that you have, you can ask. It's open to you now.
I hope it's clear, right? My audio, you did not find any glitch in my audio
No, nothing,
and
sir.
my
It's okay.
connectivity, right?
Absolutely.
Okay,
Actually, there was some problem in my audio and then video connectivity in
no problem.
the beginning, but now it is okay.
If
Students,
that's
if you have
the
any
thing,
doubts,
then we will end the session for today, and we'll don't miss tomorrow's session, guys. It will be really interesting. I'm not exaggerating, but definitely you will
Madhav,
learn some good
Madhav
stuff.
Kumar, are you there? Madhav Kumar, can you hear me? Student, can you unmute your mic?
Yes, sir, I can hear you, sir. Madhav.
Madhav, yes, yes. Because I wanted to confirm whether you can be unmute or not. Any doubts you
Hey,
have?
Madhav, Madhav?
Yes, sir.
Hey, Madhav, don't you have any doubts?
No, sir. Since today's topic is a bit theoretical topic, I can understand it. Only if it comes to the practical orientation, the doubts occur.
Okay, thank you. Oh, good. Okay, we'll wait for a minute. If nobody responds, we will take it in a positive way that everybody is clear with
Okay,
what we
everyone is
have
clear.
delivered.
I think you have done it well, sir. So that's why there is no question from the audience.
No, even if they don't understand anything, that will be a silent, I believe.
Yes, as you said, we can take it in a positive note that everyone understood what you took today. And then we hope we have the hands-on session by tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll do that. Yeah.
Okay, students, just wait in the meeting. You'll have. Can you see the chat box? Students,
Yes,
can you see the chat box? Yes. Okay, I'll post the feedback link there. So those who are filling the feedback, the attendance will be calculated depending upon that, and then you'll be getting certificate on the third day of the event. Just wait for a minute. I'll share the feedback form.
Okay, then if all is well, then we can wind up. What do you say, Mr. Satish?
Yes, sir. Yes, thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you for
Yeah.
giving a wonderful session today. I think this has to be there, right? Like a theory part has to be there before starting a
No,
practical
nowadays,
session.
yeah, you are right. The curriculum is designed in such a way that I think every computer science or IT professionals will be having this subject also, cryptography, right?
Yes, sir. Yes.
They have to understand in a practical perspective. That's it. What industry needs is very simple.
Yes.
Know the basics, be strong in the basics. Even we need not be in the advanced level. Basics, very strong. That's it.
Because they wanted to also know there is a field after development and testing. So I also take this as an opportunity to make you to explain things to them.
Maybe I think we'll defer that to third
last,
day.
last class, yes.
Last day, yeah, we can have it. We'll minimize the technical stuff and we'll have, or we will dedicate a 30 minutes or so accordingly for that exclusive session. We will check on it.
Students, can you see a feedback form in the feedback form in the chat box?
So then shall I drop off?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank
for spending
you,
your time.
Satish sir, and thank you all for your patience listening. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Students, hope you enjoyed the session today. See that there is a feedback form in the chat box. Can you see the chat feedback form? Yes or no? Anyone?
No, sir.
No. No feedback form in the link.
Sir, chat box is
No, sir.
disabled, sir.
Chat box is disabled.
No, sir. Chat box is being disabled.
Been disabled.
Yes, sir.
So I'll put it in the group then. So shortly
Only
you will
3
see.
members are accessible, sir.
Only? The
Team members.
accessible. Oh, okay. It's accessible only to team members. So okay, then I'll put it in the common group then. So you will read the form in your WhatsApp group shortly. So second year D and then A alone I will post it, and then remaining 3 sections you'll get the feedback shortly. Feedback form shortly. Fill it to get your certificates at the third day. Okay, don't hesitate to ask any questions, students, because it is very interesting session. So he is very eminent resource person. He is working in real-time environment and security. So any sort of question that you have, you can ask him. Please don't miss this opportunity. The opportunity once missed, you cannot get it again. So thank you. That's all for today. So we'll shortly get the feedback form. Please fill the feedback form by today itself. Thank you.
Sir, for hostel is the feedback link, sir.
What one? For hostel is.
Yes, sir.
Hostelists, don't worry, I have the attendance with me, so you will reach the feedback form. You will reach the feedback. You will get the feedback form. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, ma. Thank you. So same tomorrow again we'll meet by 6:30. Okay, the same link. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Sir.